There's a top San Diego County official pressing the Biden administration to enact DNA testing at the southern border in order to protect children. So the Biden administration ended a program in June for DNA testing without really giving a reason. In a letter, Jim Desmond writes that the decision, quote, puts innocent lives at risk and undermines our commitment to combating the heinous crimes of human trafficking and child exploitation. He also says people are fraudulently claiming children as their own, separating them from their true guardians. San Diego County Supervisor Jim Desmond, he is here with us right now this morning. First, can we just give viewers a little context? Because this has been a fight that goes back a couple years now. The Trump administration had proposed this DNA testing, this biometric testing. It never was actually enacted during the Trump administration. Then there was talk that the Biden administration would consider other alternatives. Did it indeed become commonplace for a short time, and then they lifted it this summer without any explanation?
Well, you're absolutely right, Adrienne, that it was without any explanation. And unfortunately, here in San Diego County, we are one of the #1 hotspots in the country for sex trafficking and human trafficking, and particularly of minors. And what the intent was is to check families and make sure that, yes, there were biological parents and the kids were their children. Unfortunately, with sex trafficking and human trafficking, a lot of kids come across the border and they're being sold into these trades, which is not good and not a good moniker for the county of San Diego. And so what it was doing is, for a short period of time, and I think they should continue, is doing a DNA test, which was really just a swab in the mouth. It was a quick test and could tell, yes, these children belong to these people and they're an intact family. And families right now are kind of coming to the head of the line for asylum seeking and things like that. And so cartels have figured out the U.S. isn't checking anymore. Anybody can bring kids across. We've heard from Border Patrol agents, they're seeing parents multiple times with different children coming across the border seeking asylum. And we just got to stop this human trafficking of minors. And that's the main cause. And the fact that the Biden administration just said, no, we're going to stop checking for family status on June 1st is really kind of shocking to me. And I wrote a letter to hopefully convince the president to reinstate that order of business to where we can make sure that these children belong to these people, bringing them across.
You know, the conversation around sex and human trafficking has gone on for years now, but highlighted because of a recent film that has been contested by some, but lauded by so many, as that film, The Sound of Freedom, is breaking box office records here and around the globe. But just to tell our viewers again how serious this is, you can be completely for every immigrant coming to our borders being allowed in this country. But to not know that the cartel and very desperate people, oftentimes Venezuelans right now, are actually paying criminals to take their children across the border without a parent and pretending to be a relative. And we don't know where that child is really going once they cross through the border, correct? There's no way to track them.
Well, the Health and Human Services of the federal government has been trying to track them, and their protocol is after about 30 days that a child has come across the border into the country, and then they go to a sponsor's house, a sponsor that they said they were going to. They have a call about a month later to check up on them. About 85,000 children are unaccounted for. They have not been able to get in touch with them after they've come across the border. And that's all the ones we know about. You know, if we want good people to come across the border and keep the bad people out. And this should not be a political issue. But we want to make sure and protect the children because of the sex trafficking and human trafficking that's been going on. Let's make sure that the kids coming across have a sponsor or are at least belong to the people that are trying to get them across the border. It's a quick check. Let's do it. It's common sense. And I think it's going to help the children in the long run. And that should be our emphasis.
And there's DNA testing. There are swabs. There is eye retinal scans. But really quickly, as our time is an issue here, have you received the same level of support from both parties, both Democratic and Republican lawmakers, in support of your letter and this measure?
I wish I had more, but I got to tell you, just about everyone that I do speak to about it, they say, yeah, that makes sense. And it's not that invasive. It's not that intrusive. So, yeah, I have had people from both sides of the aisle agree with me on this issue, but really, I'm at the county level. This is a federal level, and I think we, border cities and counties have to speak up and say, hey, this isn't working, and let's at least protect the children that are coming across.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.